Hello everyone, Ring here with some more Demon Bluff. Oh yeah, we got a truthful judge, awesome. This Enlightened is probably lying. Let's just kill him. Hey, we killed the Lilith. Yeah, basically there's only one person could be corrupted, so, you know, if this Enlightened was corrupted, actually I think it was physically impossible for the Enlightened to be truthful. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so if these were the three evils, then the Enlightened would be truthful. But killing the Enlightened and finding out that she's truthful means I just kill 7, 8, and 9 and call it a day. And if it turned out that the Enlightened was corrupted, then I don't know. Sucks to suck. But I would hopefully eventually find the Plague Doctor and be able to click on the Enlightened and find an evil. Anyway, 1, 2, or 7 is evil, according to this Empress. Okay, well let's see if this Empress is telling the truth. No. Okay, so this other judge is also good. Yeah, they're the shaman pair. So this Empress is lying. This judge is good, but we don't know if he's truthful. He could be corrupted. Okay. Is 5 corrupted? Nope. Okay. Alright, so Plague Doctor's telling the truth. The judge is telling the truth. So far, all this looks good. Alright, found the corrupted person. What about this Bombardier? Bombardier is saying truth. Alright. Alright, Bishop's telling the truth. Yeah, because if the Plague Doctor was lying, the Plague Doctor would be a minion. So one is either an outcast or a minion. If the Bishop was lying, they would all be villagers. Okay. Okay, so 1 must be a real Plague Doctor. So 1, 6, and 7 contain an outcast. So if this druid was lying, she would say no outcast. So the druid must be truthful and there's a Plague Doctor. Obviously 6 and 7 are not Plague Doctors, so yeah, it just means 1 is a real Plague Doctor. Okay. Well, right side is more evil is definitely false. Oh. Yeah, so 6 or 7 must be a minion. Okay, fine. Yeah, I didn't think that about one of them being corrupt and the other one being evil. Okay. Alright, well, is this judge truthful? No. Yeah, I could kill the judge now, because the judge is definitely evil. Trying to think if it matters. I don't think it matters. Okay, well, 10 is... Yep, that. Alright. Okay, the bishop is definitely good. Could the bishop be corrupted? Well, maybe. Oh, we got 2 bishops. Well, since 7 must be good, that means 4 must not. Okay, so 1, 7, and 10 are all villagers. Okay. That's cool. 8 and 9. Yeah, there's no duplicates here, so 8 and 9 must be... At least one of them is evil, which means they're both lying. Let's just start killing them. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. The puka will not duplicate, so the other scout is fake. The scout could have been a drunk, in which case, I don't know, sucks to be them. Okay. Okay, so one of these three people has to be evil, unless the Oracle is corrupted. Okay. Yeah, if 3 is evil, then 7 and 8 are good. If 7 or 8 is evil, then the other two are good. So I think I'm guaranteed to get... Yeah, this fortune teller should be guaranteed to say true if I click 3 and 7. Because if the fortune teller... not accounting for corruption. Because if the fortune teller is evil, then 3 and 7 are both good, and the fortune teller will lie. And if the fortune teller is good, then 3 or 7 is evil, and the fortune teller will say good. So, if 8 is corrupted, well, so if 8 says false, we know that either 3 is corrupted or 8 is corrupted. You know, let's do that. Okay. Given that, well, I don't know. Let's see what the judge thinks about the fortune teller. And let's see what the jester thinks about these guys. Okay. All that seems plausible. Like 3 or 7 being evil. True, it's possible. 7 saying that there's one evil among those is consistent. Oh, we have 2 architects, and we're not allowed to have 2 architects, so they can't both be good. So at least one of them is evil, and that means they must be lying. And since they're agreeing with each other, they must both be lying. Let's kill 4. Okay. Huh. So the left side is not more evil. So there has to be at least one evil on the right. It's like 1 on the right, 1 in the middle, 1 on the left. Or 2 on the right. Anyway, it's only 1 outcast. And drunk accounted for that, so, yep. Oh. Okay, well, 7 and 8 are not poisoners, so, yeah. Yeah, so 3 is lying, and 8 thinks that 3 is evil. Okay. Alright, so, yeah, 3 could be corrupted. It's like there can be one person who's lying other than 3. Well, actually, okay, so if 3 is evil, then this bard is lying, and the bard must be corrupted. So it's like that. So 1 and 3. And if 3 is just corrupted, then, well, then 8 would be lying, but there's no more corruption, and we know that 8 cannot be evil. Yeah, I think it's impossible for 8 to be lying. It's just, yeah, 8 is telling the truth, and 3 must be evil. Okay, that worked out. Well, 3 is not a real baker. The only corruption here is the drunk. So 3's false statement means that at the very worst they are a drunk. Okay, cool. And 3 is not a real baker, and we have... Yeah, we can't actually have 2 druids. Alright, one of them says no outcast, and the other one is a big liar. Okay. Is 2 or 3 a poisoner? Well, 2 must be good. So it's either 3 is a poisoner, or 2 is corrupted from some other means. Let's see what the Jester thinks. Jester thinks 2 evil, so the Jester thinks that 3 and 4 are evil, which is a little hard to believe. The Baker saying a false statement makes it a little easier to believe. But actually, no, if 3 was the poisoner, then 3 has to have corrupted 4. Yeah, because if 3 is the poisoner, 2 would be telling the truth, and 4 would be corrupted. Okay, so I think no matter what, this Jester's lying. Okay, so the Oracle is just corrupted, 3 is good, 4 is evil. Okay. Judge is truthful. Oh, okay. It's always nice when the last person doesn't die to the Lilith. Alright, cabbage? Nope, not a cabbage. Okay, well... 3 is probably lying, but 3 could just be corrupted. 1 is definitely lying, but 1 could also just be corrupted. We cannot have 2 lovers, so one of them has to be evil. I think it's very unlikely that 6 is evil. Well, I don't know if it's very unlikely, but I think it's more likely, yeah, that. Okay. Well, 1 is not corrupted by the poisoner. If 1 is corrupted, it's because 2 is a puka. So I'm actually just going to kill this streamer. Okay. Okay, the hunter is accusing 5. Okay, well, could the scout be evil? Well, then 4 would have to be corrupted, but 4 would be telling the truth. Okay? So 2 cannot be evil. Could 2 be corrupted? Well, then 4 would be evil. Yeah, since Poisoner would have to be 1 away from the closest evil. So 4 would be the Puka. But then the Hunter is lying and has no reason. Yeah, so I think the Scout just has to be truthful. 4 is corrupted. So 2, 5, and 7 are all villagers. So 5 and 7 are villagers, 6 is the Puka, but then 6 is telling the truth. Okay. Oh, the Hunter is 2 away from the Wretch. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so I guess the Hunter is basically saying that the Lover is good. Which has to be true, because if the Lover was the Puka, then she would be telling the truth. Which is not allowed. So the Lover is good. The Hunter is truthful. And... Okay. If the Knitter... Okay, the Knitter's saying there's only 1 pair of evil. Which means the Knitter is claiming that 2 is good, and that 4 is good. Because if either of them was evil, it would be more than 1 pair of evil. But if 4 was the Puka, then 5 would be corrupted anyway. So I guess 5's statement just means that 2 is good. Could the Knitter be evil? No, because then the Knitter will be telling the truth. Okay, so the Knitter is good, and 6 is telling the truth. Okay. Okay, yeah, so 2 or 4 is the last evil. If 2 is evil, then 4 should be corrupted, but 4 would be telling the truth. So that's not possible. I think it just has to be 4. Okay. Okay, so there must be a doppelganger and a drunk. Since we have 2 outcasts. Here we got 2 knitters, we got 2 empresses, and we got 2 druids. Okay. Two empresses, 2 knitters, and 2 druids. Well, there's only 1 doppelganger pair, so 2 of those pairs are fake. Trying to figure out if I can safely kill the knight. Safely try to kill the knight anyway. Let's kill the lover. If the lover's truthful, then I kill 3 and 5, and that's great. If the lover is corrupted, then 3 or 5 is the Puka, and I think it would have to be 5. Okay, so what if 3 is the Puka? Then 1 would be fake. 1 would be... 1 would not be a real druid. Because Puka, demons don't double claim. Then 5 would be good. We don't know if 5 is corrupted. Right, so 3 would be the Puka, 1 would be fake. The only way 5 could be corrupted, if 5 was good, would be if 5 was the drunk. Okay. Well, okay, hold on. So... yeah, 3 and 1 are 2 of the evils. Or 1's the drunk, whatever. 3 and 1 are 2 of the 4 liars. Yeah, so 1, 3, and then the knitter pair might be real. The empress pair might be real. For that point, it would be 2, 6, 8, or 9 would have to be evil. Okay. No, I'm just going to test the Jester. Jester would say 1 if he was truthful. Okay, Jester is not truthful. Goodbye, Jester. Yeah, that's what I thought was going on, but I couldn't be completely sure until I figured out that I could just test the Jester. Okay. So 3 is definitely good. Could 3 be corrupted? I mean, technically, yes, 3 could be the drunk, and 1 could be an evil. It'd be kind of weird, but it's possible. Okay. Well, let's see. Yeah, we know the druid's good, at least. Okay, so 8 is accusing 2 and 7 of being evil. And 6 is accusing 3 or 7 of being evil. Okay. Okay, yeah, like that. Okay, so both the empresses think that the knight could be evil. Alright. Yeah, so I'm trying to think if 7 could be the drunk. If 7 is the drunk, well then 6 is accusing 3, 8 is accusing 2, and I guess it's... Well, then 6 is well, 6 is definitely lying, actually. Yeah, 6 must be lying. 6 is... Well, 6 could be the doppelganger. Is it possible that 6 is the doppelganger? Well, if 6 is the doppelganger, then we know 3 is good, so it has to be 7 that's evil. 8 is telling the truth. 2 is good. This knitter is lying. And right, so 2 and 3 are good. Since there are no more duplicates, 3 being good means that 1 has to be evil. Then 9 is lying, and so is 2, and that's just too many people who are lying. If 6 is the doppelganger. So 6 is not the doppelganger, which means 6 is either corrupted or evil, which means 7 is good. And we know that 3 is good. We knew that 3 was good already. Okay. So 8 thinks that 2 is evil. Is it possible that 9 is telling the truth? No. If there were 2 pairs of evil, it would be 3 in a row, and it would be 6 and 7 are both evil. But if 6 is 7, if 6 is evil, then 7 must not be evil. Yeah, so 9 is definitely lying, and the only person who could be lying and good at this point is the drunk. Okay. At this point, we have 2 Empresses and we have 2 Druids, and we can only have 1 pair of duplicates. So one of those 4 must be evil, which means everyone else must be good. Which means this Empress is lying. Yeah, 2 must be good. So 8 is lying, which means that 8 must be evil. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's see what the Jesters think. Okay, so the Jesters think that there's only 1 evil among all those. Cool. The only corruption is the drunk. That's cool. Alright. Let's see what 3 thinks of 1, 2, and 6. Okay, 3 is probably telling the truth. Since the only way... Yeah, since it's impossible for more than 1 evil to be among those. And the only way there's 0 is if 6 is specifically the drunk. Okay. What does this Jester think? Okay. Well, the 2 Jesters agree with each other. Okay. I don't know. So the fortune teller thinks those guys are both good. Alright, whatever. So, both of these Jesters think that there's 1 evil among these guys. Okay, 1. Okay, suppose this knight is evil. Then this gem crafter is evil. Well, ignoring... Okay. If this knight was evil, then this gem crafter would be lying and possibly evil, and then this gem crafter would be lying and possibly evil. Or it could be that 5 is the drunk, and then 4 is good. And that checks out. Or it could be 5 is evil and 4 is drunk. Wait, no. If 5 was the drunk, then 4 would be good, and the drunk would be duplicating an existing roll. So if 1 was evil, it would have to be 5 is evil and 4 is drunk. And, okay, all of that checks out. It could be 1 and 5. Well, it could be 1 and 5, and then 4 is the drunk. Okay, so that's a possibility. If, okay, suppose 4 is evil. Well, then 5 is evil, and then 1 is evil. So we know that 4 is good, actually. So, yeah, so these guys are just accusing the knight. Yeah, so it could be 1, 4, and 5. Unfortunately, I cannot safely kill the knight, because I would take 7... No, I would take 7 damage from killing a drunk that is pretending to be a knight. I'm just gonna kill 3 and see what happens. Okay. Yeah, 5 cannot be the drunk, so we kill 5. Nice. Okay, we do have 2 outcasts. It was possible that the poets are a doppelganger pair. Doppelganger. Yeah. Okay. So we have a possible plague doctor, we have a possible drunk, and a possible doppelganger. We have 2 out of the 3 of these. So if we have a doppelganger, it's among these guys. And if we don't have a doppelganger, we have to have a plague doctor. So for sure, the druid should say that there's some kind of outcast. Okay? So the druid is telling the truth, and these are both good, because one is a doppelganger and the other one's a villager. The witness is saying that the druid is affected by an evil, which is not possible. The druid could only be affected by an evil if she was an outcast created by a chancellor. Okay. And if the druid was an outcast, the druid would have to be the drunk, but that's not possible because the druid is telling the truth. So 5 is lying. I'm trying to think if 5 can be corrupted. I mean, 5 could be the drunk, but I don't care about killing a drunk. If 5 was corrupted, just regular corrupted, then 3 would be lying and did not cure 5. And then I don't know. I'm just gonna kill 5. Okay, cool. So yeah, 5 is a chancellor. 6 must be good then, since 5 or 6 is a chancellor means that one of them is good and the other one is evil, or they're both good. Anyway, yeah, 5 is not good. Get out of here. Nice. Alright, Reginald Baker. Cool. Oh, the bishop has to be good unless the bishop is a puppet. Okay, well I guess we'll just keep going. 2 evils adjacent to this lover. Alright, get out of here. Okay. 3 away from corrupted character. Okay. So, one of these is corrupted. Cool. Bishop is telling the truth. Okay. Yeah, 9's an evil, and then 2 and 8 are outcast and villager. I don't know if 2 is a doppelganger, or 8 is a doppelganger or plague doctor. 9 is not good, so 4 is lying. Okay, given that the puppet says that 3 might be corrupted, it's making me think that 4 is probably the poisoner. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Okay, where is the Lilith? Evils are not adjacent. That is a lie. Let's go. Okay, so both the judges are good. Alright, Gemcrafter's good. let's see if the fortune tellers are telling the truth. That one's not. This one's not. Yeah, so 7 could not be a real fortune teller since 2 is a demon claiming to be a fortune teller. And if 7 was the drunk, then I don't know. Okay. Well, we do have 2 outcasts. Do we have any double claims? We have 2 architects. Okay, so the architects could be a doppelganger pair, but I'd be surprised. Actually, well, let's just test the plague doctors. Okay, so the chancellor must be standing next to an outcast, which must mean that those architects are a plague doctor pair, or a doppelganger pair. Yeah, so plague doctor, doppelganger, and no bombardier. Okay. Yeah, so 8 is lying, and 8 is corrupted. Oh, so the bishop is good. If the bishop was truthful, where could the puka be? Oh, right, there's a puka. I was thinking 8 was corrupted by the plague doctor, but 8 could just be corrupted by a puka. There we go. Puppet is 2 cards away from closest evil. That is false, obviously. 1 card away from closest evil is true. 7 could be the puppet. If 6 was the puppeteer, and then 5 was the puka, I guess. Alright, well, 5 and 7 cannot both be evil. Okay, so 7's the puppet, 6 is the puppeteer, and because 6 is lying, 5 and 7 are both evil, and that's impossible. Okay, so 7 is just good. Okay. Okay, well, yeah, so 6 is accusing 5 of being evil. I'm gonna kill 5. Oh. So 6 is lying. Oh, there's a drunk. Okay. Alright, well, in that case, 4 has to be the puka. Closest evil is clockwise. Must be false. Okay. Which means that they're equidistant instead. Oh, okay. So 3, 5, or 7 is evil. It must be 3. Okay. I'm gonna kill this lover. If the lover turns out to be good, then I kill 7 and 5, and probably can solve it from there. Alright. No corrupted characters is probably truthful. If this bard was lying, then 9 would be a plague doctor, and 7 would be a fake bombardier. And then, like, there's one more person who... Yeah, one person would be corrupted. It could be the bard, or it could be that the bard is evil and somebody else is corrupted. Oh, and then this knitter would be lying. Then everybody else would have to be telling the truth. But this empress would also be lying, since, yeah, 1 and 2 would have to account for the last evil. Okay, so I think the takeaway is this bard cannot be lying. He has to be telling the truth. Okay. I'm so tempted to just kill number 9. But what if I kill number 9 and 9 is a bombardier, blows me up? Okay, so for that to be possible, 7 would have to be evil. Yeah, 9 would be good, obviously. Evils are not adjacent would be false. There would be no corruption. Well, okay. Yeah. So if the bombardier is evil, then, the knitter is lying. And then, yeah, so is the empress. Yes, the bombardier has to be real, which means it has to be safe to kill 9. Okay. Probably could have solved without killing 9, but whatever. So 9 is good. That's cool. Okay. If 8 is evil, then... Yeah, so I think at this point... Oh, yeah, at this point we know for sure that the bombardier is real, and there are no corrupted characters. So if anybody's lying, they are evil. Okay, suppose 8 is evil. Then 4 would be evil, but then 3, 8, and 9 would all have to be good, which is false. So 8 must be good, which means 4 must be good. So 3, 8, or 9 is evil, and that means 3 is evil. Okay. So, yeah, 2 and 5 have to have the last evil, and either way, 2 is lying. Okay, that was kind of awkward, but we got there. Okay. Cured 2 corruptions. Alright, cool. I want to kill the knight, but it's a little bit of a risk. Yeah, if the bombardier is fake, 9 is a plague doctor, and 2 is corrupted. Well then 4 would be lying and evil, since all the corruption's accounted for. Closest evil is counterclockwise is probably true in that case. Okay. Right, so if 2 is corrupted by a plague doctor... Oh, let's see what this druid thinks. Okay, the druid thinks there's a plague doctor. So either 1, 2, and 9 do not contain any outcasts, and the druid's a liar, or 1, 2, and 9 contains a plague doctor, and the druid's telling the truth. Either way, this bombardier is fake. Alright, cool. And 1 is not good. Let's see what this plague doctor thinks. Plague doctor, okay, I guess the plague doctor's real. Which means there's no doppelganger. Which I guess also means that one of these enlightens is fake. Alright. Four is lying. Is there a chance that I kill 4? 4 is corrupted, and then I can't solve it afterward? I think... Well, I'm glad I didn't kill the knight, because the knight was corrupted. No corrupted characters. Okay. Oh, yeah, this bard is definitely lying. The Plague Doctor thinks that the bard is evil. Is it possible that the Plague Doctor is fake? Actually, let's see what this druid thinks. Yeah, so if there's a doppelganger, then the Plague Doctor is fake. Yeah, we have 2 empresses. Alright, bard, bishop, judge, druid, oracle, dreamer. Okay, those are all different. Let's see what the druid thinks. Druid thinks there's a Plague Doctor. Okay. Yeah, if the Plague Doctor was fake, then one of the empresses would be a doppelganger, and the druid would either say doppelganger or no outcasts. Alright. Well, good job, Plague Doctor. Yeah, we know 2 is good, we know 9 is good. And that means 6 is accusing 1. We know 6 is accusing 1. Oh, we know that 8 is good, since 8 put herself in her own accusation. Oh, we also know that 8 is corrupted. Right, there's only 1 outcast, and it's number 9. So 8 must be corrupted, since 8 did not identify the outcast. And 8 must not be evil, since 8 put herself in the accusation. And there's no puppeteer. Anyway, that means 5 is good. We don't know if 5 is telling the truth, but we know 5 is good. 8 must be corrupted by the Plague Doctor. 5 and 8 are both good, so this oracle's lying. This Empress thinks that 3 is evil. Okay. Which I find hard to believe. If the oracle was evil, the oracle would either be a puka or a poisoner. Not a puka because she would have corrupted 2. So if 3 was a poisoner, it's like she can't have corrupted 2, and she can't have corrupted 4. Because then 4 would not say that 3 could be evil. So I think it's impossible for 3 to be evil, which means it has to be 4. Okay? Yeah, so the oracle is corrupted and good. Alright, what does this dreamer think? Dreamer is lying. Dreamer is corrupted. Turns out both of the empresses were evil. Cool. Well, we do have 2 outcasts. One of them could be a drunk, and the Plague Doctor could be fake. Alright, this hunter's telling the truth. Let's just kill this knight and see what happens. Okay, knight lived. Yeah, if the knight died, then, well, if the knight was a drunk, then I kill the Plague Doctor. And if the knight was corrupted, then, I guess I know the Plague Doctor's real, and I don't know. Ah, boo. So 6 is evil, 5 is corrupted. Cool. Okay. So we could have a doppelganger. Alright, medium, knitter, druid. Okay, we have 2 knitters. Okay. So I'm going to test the druid on the possible doppelganger pair. So yeah, yeah, there's no other possible outcast. So the bishop must be telling the truth, 6 must be a real bombardier. And the knitters are not a doppelganger pair. Oh wait, no, we have 2 outcasts because of the chancellor. Okay. In that case, this must be a doppelganger pair. Okay, which means 4 is lying, 5 is quote-unquote lying. What does the judge think? Alright, the judge is lying. The evils are not adjacent. Yeah, we don't know which of these is the doppelganger. Actually, let's kill 4. Yeah, basically, if 4 was good, I think it would have to be 3 and 5 are evil. Anyway, oh, evils are not adjacent. That's true. So 3 and 5 are good, and 7 is the Chancellor. Awesome. Okay. Original Baker, corrupted Baker. Yeah, because this Baker had to Baker somebody and chose 5. Yeah, there weren't enough, or yeah, the Baker had to turn somebody into a Baker, and there's no way that all of the remaining villagers were immune to bakering. So 5 must have actually been turned into a Baker and then been corrupted. Because 5 should have turned somebody into a Baker. Anyway, yeah, so good job, Plague Doctor. 8 is not a real bishop. Alright, fine. So 5 got corrupted by the Plague Doctor, and 1 got corrupted by a Poisoner. Yes. Yeah. There are no other outcasts. I was trying to think if there could be a drunk. But first of all, no, because there's only one outcast, and I've identified him. And also, because 5 could not be a drunk, because then 4 would turn somebody else into a baker. Anyway, yeah. 1 was affected by an evil that is true. 2, 5, and 7 are all good, which means 3 must be the last evil. Good job, Slayer. Okay. Dreamer accuses herself of being a shaman. Okay, cool. 1, 3, or 8 is evil. Alright, what does 8 think? 8 thinks that 4 is good. Okay. Well, we might have 2 pairs of goods, because we have a shaman and a possible doppelganger. Alright, so 6 thinks that 5 is good, 8 thinks that 4 is good. I don't know the implications of all that. I'll just... Okay. So the Dreamer is not the Shaman. Let's, I don't know. Dreamer thinks that 4 could be the Chancellor. Okay. Good job, Lilith. So we'll never know whether 10 was the Chancellor or the Shaman. Oh, so yeah, 10 was evil. Actually, let's see what 2 thinks about 10. Okay, 2 thinks that 10 could be a Shaman, which unfortunately does not prove anything. If she said that 10 could be a Lilith, then I would know that she's lying. So if it turns out that 10 was a Chancellor, then either 1 or 9 is an outcast, which I believe. I mean, which is very possible. Okay. Alright, so the Empress thinks that 1, 3, or 8 is evil. Alright. Okay, what would it take for the lover to be telling the truth? So both of these would be good. Okay, it wouldn't actually be that. Like, it there wouldn't have to be that many things going right. It's like 6 and 8 would be both good. Probably, actually, they would definitely have to be both truthful. Because the only way somebody could be lying is if they are the drunk. And if one of them's the drunk, then the other one has to be evil. Anyway, they're both truthful, which means 4 and 5 are both good. And then, okay, we have 2 evils remaining. It's like one of them would be 1 or 3, unless 5 is the drunk. But yeah, like 1 or 3 could be one of the evils, and then I don't know. I kind of just want to have both of the Slayers try to kill someone. And if they both fail, then that person's probably good. Okay. Yeah, so 2 is not a shaman. 4 counselor, question mark? Okay, so whatever. So I feel like this lover's probably good. Okay, you know what? Let's just kill 3 and see what happens. Alright, good job. Oh, so the dreamer's lying then. Yeah, because 10 was a chancellor. Okay. 2 evils adjacent to the lover. Well, that can't be true, because if it was true, then she would be corrupted. Okay. Oh, we have 2 gem crafters, and we have 2 dreamers. Okay. Okay. Is it really possible that both these gem crafters are good? I mean, sure, yeah. One of them is a doppelganger and the other one's real. And then is it possible that one of them is evil and the other one's corrupted? Yeah, sure. Wait, no. If one of them's evil and the other one's corrupted, then the evil one would be telling the truth. Okay, could they both be evil? Maybe? Yeah, the Empress would be telling the truth. Its lover would be corrupted. The Dreamers would be the doppelganger pair. Like, yeah, that's possible. Okay. Let's just kill 7 and see what happens. Oh, okay. Alright. Oh, in my head, 5 was looking at 8. Or, I don't know, in my head, this baker who is claiming to have been a hunter was the person 5 was looking at. Anyway, well, let's click 9 and see what happens. Given that 9 did not turn into a baker, I think 9 is immune to being bakered and is probably evil. Okay. Alright, 9 is not a real architect. Okay. If I suspected that this Slayer, or whatever, if I suspected that the Slayer failed to kill 5, I should have killed 4 instead. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, so if 5 is corrupted and 4 is good, that's possible. If 4 is corrupted, then 5 would have to be evil. Yeah, so I did that wrong. Alright, let's just have one Slayer try to kill the other. Alright, good job. 2, 4, and 6 is one of those is evil. That has to be true. Oh, this hunter's lying. Okay, well that was a little awkward. I killed the wrong person. Oh, there's no outcasts anywhere. Alright, goodbye, Druid. Confessor is good. Witness is good. Original Baker is good. Bishop is lying. Okay. Alright, is this Dizzy Confessor corrupted? Yes, because Plague Doctor is definitely telling the truth since he thinks that the wretch is evil. He's a big bozo. So this bishop is for sure lying, since 4, 5, and 8 definitely don't have an outcast. We've accounted for both of the outcasts. Let's see if the Slayer can kill her. Nope. Awesome. Yeah, there was only one person who would be corrupted, because it's just the Plague Doctor, which made the rest of that round very easy to solve. Alright, 7, 8, or 9. Okay, whatever. So 4 thinks that 3 is good. Alright. Puppeteer is 1 card away from closest evil. Well, that's definitely true. Yeah, let's just reveal the last card. Alright, I guess 6 is a Lilith. Okay, 1, 2, and 3 are all villagers. Alright, Hunter is truthful. Hunter cannot be a puppet, since 8 and 6 are clearly not puppeteers. So the Lover thinks that 4 is evil. Is that even possible? Okay, suppose the Lover is good. It's possible that she's a puppet, but let's ignore that for now. Oh, that's funny. 8 is an outcast for sure, since yep. Yeah, 8 is an outcast, since the only possible outcasts are face-up outcasts, and I don't see anybody after revealing everyone except 8. So 8's an outcast, 2 is telling the truth. Oh, that means there's an evil among 7, 8, and 9. Okay. Alright, let's just clear all these notes. Okay, so there's no more truthful evils. So anybody who's telling the truth is good. Good job. Yeah, Architect is telling the truth. There's 2 on the left and at most 1 on the right. Yeah, the Lover is accusing the Gem Crafter. Okay, cool. Okay. Let's start off by killing some Lovers. Alright, well, good job, Plague Doctor. And I guessed wrong. Unlucky. Alright, 3 thinks that 1 is evil. Hunter's telling the truth. Yeah, since we know now that the Plague Doctor is real, that's an easy Druid test. Okay. So, we cannot have any duplicates. So at least one of these knitters is fake, which means they're both lying. And they cannot be regular corrupted. One of them could be the drunk, but killing the drunk is safe. But yeah, they cannot be regular corrupted. Also, there's no drunk, since there's just the Plague Doctor. Okay, anyway, ooh, 5 cards away from closest evil. Okay. This poet is definitely telling the truth. Yeah, we don't know where a puppet might be, so anybody who's telling the truth might be a puppet. Okay. Alright, that's an evil. Good job. We don't know whether 10 is the puppet or the puppeteer. But I guess we do know that 9 is a big liar. Okay. But yeah. 10 must be the puppet, since Lilith would not kill herself. So now anybody who's truthful gets to live. And since there was no corruption, anybody who's not truthful just immediately gets the knife. We have a lot of people who are not telling the truth. You know, assuming we consider this confessor Zizzy's statement to count as an untruthful statement, despite being true. Okay, another big liar, probably. Oh, one of these plague doctors has to be the Chancellor, which means, yeah, and since they're standing next to an outcast, it means one of these has to be an outcast. Okay. Well, 4 cannot be a doppelganger, since 4 would say, I am good. 4 could be a drunk. But yeah, since 4 is not a 1 and 4, neither of those can be doppelgangers, so they can't both be real. And I think they actually both have to be fake. I think one of them's the drunk, the other one's the puka. And then, yeah, because if one of them, well, at least one of them had to be fake. One of them could be corrupted, regular corrupted, but the other one would have to be fake. And the only possible fakes would be drunk or puka, neither of which is allowed to double claim. Okay. Let's see if 7 dies to Lilith. Okay, so 7 probably is a real scout. I guess technically, 7 could be a doppelganger. Well, let's just click. Ah. Alright, 4 thinks that 2 is corrupted. Okay. You know, I just want to test the Plague Doctor. Oh, goodbye, evil Plague Doctor. Wow. Awesome. Oh, I could have tested the Slayer. Anyway, there's no corruption here. Actually, 7 could be a Plague Doctor. But I'm just going to kill 4 anyway. Yeah, so 2 is not corrupted. Oh, yeah, okay, so I was thinking about what 7 could be, and 7 would be a scout or evil. There's no second scout, so 7 cannot be a doppelganger. So yeah, it's just 7 is a real scout, since 3 has to be telling the truth. Or wait, since 7 has to be good, so 7 has to be a real scout. So 3 is telling the truth. Empress is telling the truth. Yeah, so I think the druids have to be a doppelganger pair. Yeah, since 7 is a scout, that means the only duplicates are just the druids. Yep. Oh, another successful session. Good job, team. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.